Okay, so with the announcement yesterday of the retirement of Zlatan Ibrahimovic at the age of 41, let's have a look at his career. Um, this guy just transcends the sport. While he's not as prolific in front of goal as, let's say, Pele or Messi or Ronaldo, um, he was playing regular first team football while Messi and Ronaldo were still at school. Let that sink in. Um, he's just announced his retirement. I mean, ridiculous amount of goals, um, physical presence. Had a fair few red cards in his career. His interviews are legendary. So some of his interviews are absolutely hilarious, and battled through knee injuries towards the end of his career, where people think, oh, he's done. He's got to be done. And then he goes to the MLS. People say, oh, he's going to retire. Yeah, he played on for another 3 years. 4 years after people thought he was done, he managed to resurrect his career and contribute to winning silverware. He's won silverware everywhere he's been, apart from at Malmo and LA Galaxy. He's won everywhere else. Some of the records he holds, even Messi and Ronaldo can't take off him. So let's break it down. So he starts off in Malmo at senior level in 1999 at Malmo. For 2 seasons, he appears 40 times for the club, 16 goals in regular season play. And at this time, Swedish players are hot property. Henrik Larsson, obviously, and Brolin in the 90s at international level really bring Swedish players to the fore. They are hot property. And Malmo realise they're not going to keep hold of him. And Ajax come sniffing. So a bigger, more successful club comes along. He goes to Ajax, goes to Holland for 3 years between 2001 and 2004. He plays 74 games in the regular season in all competitions for Ajax, 35 goals. Then Juventus come along. Now, Juventus, while he won silverware with Juventus, they were stripped of those titles because of the match fixing scandal. He spends 2 years at Juventus between 2004 and 2006, 70 appearances, 23 goals. His goals per game actually drops. It's very hard to score in Italian football, but his time at Inter will change that narrative. And it's when he's at Inter under Jose Mourinho that he matures as a player. So he's at Inter Milan between 2006 and 2009. 88 games in the regular season, 57 goals. He then makes the ill-fated move to Barcelona. His spell at Barcelona isn't a happy one. He's officially a Barcelona player between 2009 and 2011, although for the second season he's on loan at AC Milan between 2010 and 2011. At Barcelona, in the single season, he's a Barcelona player. 29 appearances, 16 goals. That second season when he's on loan at AC Milan, 29 appearances, 14 goals. And then he makes his move to AC Milan permanent in 2011 till 2012. 32 games in that second season at AC Milan, 28 goals. So now he's settled at AC Milan. His period at Barcelona is not a good one. AC Milan, he finds his feet, bang, and his goals per game is nearly a goal per game, which in Italian football is ridiculous. He then goes to PSG. Now, PSG, obviously, okay, the French league is not as competitive as the other leagues he's played in. But at PSG, between 2012 and 2016, in 122 games, 113 goals. So he's basically a goal per game player at this point in his career. Then he goes to Manchester United. Now, this is the post-Ferguson era. Mourinho's the manager at Manchester United when he's there. He's there between 2016 and 2018. He plays 33 times, 17 goals. However, knee injuries are starting to hamper his ability to play regularly. And at the end of the 2018 season, 2017-2018 season, he basically retires. Everyone thinks he's done. His knees are shot. He can barely train. He can barely play. He gets himself fit. Goes to LA Galaxy. So between 2018 and 2019, he finishes off the 2018 season, plays the entirety of the 2019 season. He comes back to life. People are saying at Man United he should retire. His knees are shot. He's not going to do anything at LA Galaxy. He's a goal per game at LA Galaxy. 56 appearances, 52 goals. He's the only player to score 30 goals in an MLS season. Let that sink in. And then for 2020, he finishes the 2019 season, takes some time off. 2020, he goes back to AC Milan to obviously this season. In total, at AC Milan in his second spell, 64 games, 34 goals, which is a grand total of Regular season, we're not talking friendlies and pre-seasons here. Regular season, 637 games, 405 goals in the regular season. That's not including his pre-season play as well. On the international stage, he starts with the under-18s for Sweden in '99, straight out the bat as a professional. 4 games, 1 goal. 2001, he get promoted to the under-21s with the Swedish national setup. 7 games, 6 goals, so he's a goal-per-game player at under-21 level. That gains the attention of, obviously, Ajax. When he gets promoted to the under-21s, that's when Ajax comes sniffing, because he's showing that he's developing rapidly. Between 2001 and 2023, he played 122 times for Sweden, 62 goals. So he's a goal every other game at international level, which is ridiculous. Now let's have a look at his trophy cabinet. He's got a lot of winners' medals. And then we'll get to some fun facts about Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Ajax, he wins the Eredivisie twice, 2001-2002 season, 2003-2004 season. The KNVB Cup, 2001-2002, and the Johan Cruyff Shield in 2002. So he's a successful spell at Ajax. Then he goes to Juventus. Obviously, those 2 Serie A titles he wins at Juventus are revoked later on following the Calciopoli scandal. However, 2004-2005, 2005-2006, he wins silverware with Juventus before leaving, before the Calciopoli scandal really hits. So when he leaves Juventus, they haven't been stripped of those titles until after he leaves. He goes from Piedmont to Lombardy, he goes to Milan, he goes to Inter Milan. There he wins the Serie A title 3 years running, 2006-2007, 2007-2008, and 2008-2009, and wins 2 Supercoppa Italias, 2006 and 2008. Then he's obviously off at Barcelona. He spends the 1 full season at Barcelona. The rest of the time he's on loan at AC Milan. But he wins the FIFA Club World Cup in 2009, the UEFA Super Cup in 2009, La Liga in the 2009-2010 season, and 2 Supercoppa Españas in 2009 and 2010. At AC Milan, in his 2 stints, he wins the Serie A title in 2010-2011, and then a full 11 years later, a full decade pretty much, 2021-2022, so last season, he also wins the Supercoppa Italiana in 2011. PSG is the club where he has the most success with silverware. He wins the Ligue 1 title in 2012-2013, 2013-2014, 2014-2015, and 2015-2016. The French Cup, or the Coupe de France, 2014-2015 season, 2015-2016 season, and the Coupe de Ligue, which is now defunct, but at the time was still an ongoing concern, 2013-2014 season, 2014-2015 season, 2015-2016 season. Manchester United, in the brief spell he is there, at this point his knees are completely shot to shit. He can barely train half the time, and he doesn't play every single game, obviously, because he's not fully fit. He still wins the UEFA Europa League in the 2016-2017 season, the League Cup in the 2016-2017 season, and the FA Community Shield in 2016. So in 1 season he wins 3 trophies at Manchester United, including his only European success, really, unless you're counting UEFA Super Cups. He never won the Champions League, which is bizarre. However, he holds some Champions League records. Notice he wins nothing at Malmo and nothing at LA Galaxy. Now, some fun facts. I couldn't put all the fun facts down here. The video would be far too long. However, he's the only player to score for 6 clubs in the Champions League. He's the only player to score on debut in both the Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, and the Champions League. He's the only foreign player to score 50 goals for both Inter and AC Milan. He's one of only 3 players to score in Europe for 7 clubs, alongside John Carew and Adrian Mutu. And he's won 34 trophies as a player. So there you go. Now, he has been a controversial player throughout his career. He has been sent off a fair few times. He's had a few spats with a few players. The Materazzi spat was quite interesting, when Materazzi fouls him in 1 game. When I think he was playing for Juventus. He ends up going to AC Milan later on in his career and takes out Materazzi, kung fu style, poleaxes Materazzi. He's also known for some of his outlandish goals. His debut goal for LA Galaxy, his goal for Sweden against England, the overhead kick. He is just... You can imagine him playing other sports as well. The fact he kept physically fit as well as he did, including all those knee injuries towards the end when his knees are completely buggered. You can imagine him playing basketball, you can imagine him playing ice hockey, rugby league, rugby union, you could imagine him being a tennis player, a golf. You could imagine him doing any team or individualistic sport. And then we get to his interviews. Regulations are for regular players. I am Zlatan. Here at AC Milan, I'm like a father My teammates are my children. When he moves to LA Galaxy, the famous interview he gave, I think, on Letterman, when they're like discussing his move to LA Galaxy, and he goes, "Tell the wife we're going to IKEA to get furniture," and the real estate agent was like, "Oh, they go here and they go there, they go down Rodeo Drive." He's like, "No, I'm Zlatan. I do what I want." Some of his interviews, his sound bites are hilarious. It's like LeBron James sent him an LA Lakers basketball top. He signed it and sent it back to him. But away from the camera, the ego disappears. On the camera, known for his ego, known for his funny, almost slightly comical, slightly arrogant, press conferences. And then you had him on the field. You didn't want to mess with him. Yes, he got sent off a bit. And then his early career, that was an issue, was he was very impetuous, short-tempered. It's his spell it into Milan with Jose Mourinho, where he credits Jose Mourinho with changing the direction of his career and how he plays. And then as he gets older, he becomes a leader. He's a leader for the national side for Sweden. He's a leader for AC Milan in their title-winning season recently. He becomes a leader at LA Galaxy, where he improves the players around him. And people said when he went to LA Galaxy, "Oh, he's going to retire. It's a Farmers League. Oh, he can't play anymore. His knees are destroyed." He got fit again, and then is a goal every other game for AC Milan at a time when he's on one leg. Like, his knees are destroyed. He can barely train half the time, but he persevered, and he kept his fitness videos. You just got to. The guy is a cult legend. You will never see someone like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's a character in a sport where we're lacking characters. His press conferences, his attitude on the field. But then you've got to look at his training ethic, his work rate, on and off the ball. As he gets older as a player, he matures as a player. He still has those fiery moments where he still get booked and sent off. I mean, Lucas Leiva playing for Lazio, and he's playing, I believe, for AC Milan. He comes in, he gives him a bit of a rough challenge. He just grabs him and looks at him, and then Lucas Leiva's like, "I didn't want to do that." Seriously, I mean, he's done it in every league across Europe in the big leagues. Um, And it's a shame he didn't retire at Malmo and go back to Malmo where it all started. But he goes back to AC Milan, and he's one of the few players to play for both Milan clubs. And as I say, he's the only foreign player to score 50 goals for both. So and there's so many other one-off records that I don't think get broken. He's got goals of the season, goal of the decade. Just some of the stuff he's been voted for the Ballon d'Or. I think every year apart from 2006. Between 2003 and 2016, he was up for the Ballon d'Or. Only in 2006 he wasn't up for the Ballon d'Or, but a lot of Juventus players, there was obviously that negativity around Juventus at the time, which I think counted against him. The longevity of his career over 4 decades, ridiculous. 24-year senior career. We're not going to see the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic as an outfield player ever again. Goalkeeper maybe for length of career, but not an outfield player. So there you go. There's a look at the career of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will have some more content for you very, very soon.